I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's Stafford's Lions going up against Cutler's Bears. The opening kick is straight ahead, so it's time to turn it over to my colleagues, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis with the call. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. Alone to the right is Jones. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They go play action here on first down. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they talked about how important the passing game was going to be against that defensive look. Good job there going to the air for the first down.
It's all about preparation. It's all about planning. And then it's about execution. So you put it all together in practice. Okay, this is what we think we're going to see. This is how they get to it. And then when the game comes, read it and attack it.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They go back to Abdullah on first. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
But when your first NFL carry is a 36-yard touchdown run with a really nifty move to get into the end zone, people expect big things out of you. And Amir Abdullah, they're waiting for him to fulfill that promise.
Yeah, had the shoulder surgery in January, but really expected to be the man this year in Detroit.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old-school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Stafford on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. All right, let's get a peek at these starters here in the Golden Child. Golden Tate.
Love his versatility because you can use him anywhere in your offense. And he's an excellent kick returner. Loves to play the game. Plays with passion.
Second and 10, Stafford again. This is screen to Abdullah. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. So the D-line's going to spread out. 3rd and long. It's Stafford. And that is incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And that's going to make it 4th down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They come up in an offset eye. They'll run for the first time with Jeremy Langford. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short. So Langford the carry there, fourth-round pick last year with Forte vacating to New York. A lot of the spotlight on Langford.
A lot of running backs have possibilities in Chicago. If he can emerge and eat up carries, I think he'll produce in a big way. Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. And we get a peek at the offense and a peek at Alshon Jeffrey.
An absolute matchup nightmare for any defensive back. Size, speed, terrific hands.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They're going to run. It's Carey. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Lions will take over. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. The starting 11 defensively for the Bears.
Pernell McPhee's a strong run-stuffing outside linebacker who's beginning to blossom as a pass rusher.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Back to the air. Stafford on 2nd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. To throw is Stafford. This is Reddick on the screen. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Fresh set of downs here. gives to Abdullah. 23 yards on the play. When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do, it was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
Alone to the right is Jones. Now a play fake here on first down. And, oh, what a catch at the 2. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
One of the selling points of the corner route is usually the receiver is able to move away from the defender. But in this case, he didn't get that far away.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. They run. Abdullah. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Amir Abdullah with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. On first down, it's Cutler. They go screenplay to Langford. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it up.
And that's caught inside the 35. And Jeffrey may be in some pain. It appears so. He's still down. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. This is Langford on first and 10. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Now Cutler and the offense. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They take over first and 10 following the interception. And they begin the drive with Abdullah. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to second and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So the offense readies for a second and 4. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Alone to the right is Jones. Now it's Stafford going up top, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop. The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on third down.
Yep, they're in the nickel. Stafford. Out to the flat for Reddick. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. This is fielded inside the 5. Penalty marker is down here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come up in an offset eye. This is Langford. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
On second down, Cutler. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Second and 5. Play fake to Abdullah. It's Stafford. Ebron caught left side. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And from the 9-yard line now, it's first and goal. They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. On second down, here's Stafford. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. Amir Abdullah, the intended target. And that is going to set up third and goal.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Third and long, it's Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Anquan Bolden, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead. That's the first touchdown catch of the season for Anquan Bolden in that new uniform.
And let's face it, when you watch him run routes, you think about how physical he is at all times, don't you? Because the stopwatch never really mattered for him. He's not that fast of a guy, and so him losing some speed as his career went on didn't really mean a whole lot. Crafty, smart, tough, competes for the football, and an absolute pro in the locker room.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Cameron Meredith, the intended target. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here we go. Throwing, Hundley. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Now Hundley. And that will be incomplete as well. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. Fielded just inside the 20. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. They start the drive with Abdullah. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a 1st down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. This is screen to Abdullah. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Third down and 12. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And